Hello and welcome to Quiz Time. I'm Jess, and today I have a fun quiz about where some toys were invented. So, are you ready? Let's go. Make your best guess. You ready? The Slinky. Was it invented in the United States, the United Kingdom, or in Egypt? It was in the United States. No good for me. I lived in a bungalow growing up. The teddy bear. Did it come from England, the United States, or Canada? It was the United States. What about Tamagotchi? Is that Hong Kong, Taiwan, or Japan? Where was it invented? Japan. What about Diablo? Where was that invented? China, Colombia, or Spain? It was China. What about this sliding puzzle? I remember those. Was it invented in Melbourne, New York, or Athens? It was in New York. A blast from the past, Lincoln Logs. Where did they come from? United States, Japan, or Finland? Japan. What about jacks? Ancient China, ancient Egypt, or ancient Greece? Oh, I used to love playing this as a kid. Did you play jacks? It came from ancient Egypt. What about magnetics? Another favourite of mine. Toronto in Canada, Malaysia, or United States? Where did it come from? It was the United States. Snakes and ladders. China, Egypt, or India? Who invented this fun and frustrating board game? Always ended up on a snake. Always. It came from India. What about trolls? Where did they come from? Did they originate from Denmark, Cambodia, or Chile? They came from Denmark. The Rubik's Cube. Where was that invented? Copenhagen, Vienna, or Budapest? It was Budapest. Light bright. Where did that come from? Detroit, Cleveland, or Chicago? Oh, I had one of these. Did you enjoy a light bright growing up? Well, it came from Chicago. Where was the pinwheel invented? China, France, or Persia? Today's Iran. They came from China. What about checkers? Is that a game from India, Costa Rica, or Iraq? It came from Iraq. Wind-up cars. Did they come from North America, Asia, or Europe? They came from Europe. The hacky sack. Was that invented in Tennessee, Oregon, or Iowa? I remember this. A big craze when I was growing up, and it came from Oregon. Puppets. Puppets in their truest form. Where did they originate from? London, Greece, or Hungary? I like these little sock puppets there. They originated in Greece. Now, what about Magic 8 Ball? Where did that come from? Austin, Baltimore, or Cincinnati? It was Cincinnati. Cards, a family favourite of ours. Did they come from Toronto, Chicago, or Ohio? Some great inventions coming out from the USA. All these are family favourites. It came from Ohio in the USA. The Furby. Did it come from South Korea, United States, or Japan? I remember one Christmas it making an absolute frenzy, the Furby. Couldn't get one. It came again from the United States. Jenga. Ghana, Indonesia, or Egypt is where it originated from. It originated from Ghana. What about the Nutcracker doll? Did it come from Alaska, Germany, or Norway? It's become a Christmas symbol now, and it came from Germany. Foosball. Okay, is that a Brazilian, English, or Swiss invention? The foosball. It came from England. Speak and spell. Is that from Dallas, Los Angeles, or Philadelphia? Again, another throwback to, I think, the 80s growing up. It came from Dallas. Jack in the Box. A family favourite, it originated from Mongolia, Germany, or Switzerland. It came from Germany. What about Pogs? Do you remember these? Did they come from Hawaii, Chicago, or New Jersey? Are you getting memories being brought back to you from all these toys and gadgets and games? Well, these came from Hawaii. What about the Frisbee? Connecticut, Oklahoma, or Michigan? Where did that get invented? It's a family favourite of ours on the beach every summer. Who do we thank for it? Yes, Connecticut. Thank you. The pinball machine. Did that originate in France, Portugal, or Russia? I can almost hear it when you see it, all the noises it makes when it hits different things, and it originated in France. Etch-a-Sketch. Well, I never did something as good as that teddy bear, but where did it originate from? France, United States, or Spain? Yeah, mine were more very much straight line houses. It came from France. That's a very clever etch sketch. The rocking horse. Where did that come from? Southeast Asia, South America, or Europe? It was a European invention. The kite. Where did that get invented? Austria, Belgium, or China? It was invented in China. Transformers, robots in disguise. Where were they from? Japan, China, or the United States? They came from Japan. What about the pogo stick? Look at this man. Did the pogo stick get invented in Italy, Germany, or Australia? It was German. Lego, still a firm favourite now. But where did it originate from? United States, Denmark, or Vietnam? It was Denmark. Easy Bake Oven, those kids' toys. Where did that originate from? United States, France, or Italy? It was the United States. What about loom bands? Oh my goodness, still have to make them today with my daughter. Who do we have to blame for it? Was it Wisconsin, Indiana, or Michigan? It was Michigan. Cup and ball. That's a great invention. Where did it come from? South America, Europe, or West Asia? Europe. So simple. You don't lose your ball. Now, these Pokemon cards, who do we have to blame for these? South Korea, Japan, or Cincinnati? Yep, they've come from Japan. Still going strong now. Sea monkeys. Did they come from Singapore, United States, or Spain? Now, I've tried these so many times, never ever work. Have you ever made sea monkeys? They came from the United States. Ugh. Scrabble. Educational and fun. Was it invented in Chicago, New Orleans, or New York? It was New York. Give yourself a triple word score if you got that. Beanie Babies. Where did they originate from? Tokyo, Shanghai, or New York? New York. What about little old Polly Pockets? Did that come from England, Japan, or Canada? The teeny tiny dolls' houses that you could carry around. It came from England. Now, what about pick-up sticks? Did that originate in China, the Netherlands, or Uruguay? It originated from China. Marbles. Oh, I did like marbles. Did they come from China, Greece, or Egypt? Not sure I ever played them in the true sense. What about you? They originally came from Egypt. Ooh, look at all those beautiful marbles. Oh gosh, I remember these. They're Cabbage Patch Kids. I didn't have one, but where did they originate from? Wyoming, Georgia, or Kansas? They were funny looking things. Oh my goodness, they came from Georgia. What an invention that was. What about Tonka trucks? A family favourite, the boys loved to play with them. Did they come from Oklahoma, Minnesota, or Florida? I think you can still collect them now. Minnesota. Juggling balls. Where did that originate from? Persia, ancient Egypt, or Mesopotamia? It was ancient Egypt. Digimon. Where did Digimon originate from? South Korea, Japan, or Taiwan? It was Japan. What about dominoes? Did they come from Saudi Arabia, China, or Canada? Now, did you play it properly, matching the four with the four, etc., or did you like to line them up and knock them down? They came from China. Connect Four. Did that come from the United States, United Kingdom, or Sweden? It came from the United States. What about the lava lamp? Not so much a toy, but quite a fashionable invention. Where was it invented? Poland, Denmark, or England? It was invented in England. What about Care Bears? Now, I loved these, and they're still going strong now. Did they come from Denver, Cleveland, or Boston? They came from Cleveland. What about Barbie? A firm favourite with all the ladies, the movie recently. But where did she originate from? The United States, France, or Germany? She originated, of course, in the United States. Mr. Potato Head. I loved Mr. Potato Head. Such fun. But was he from New York, Chicago, or San Antonio? Of course, you can get all different versions now, but the original was invented in New York. Whack-a-mole. Where was that invented? Japan, United States, or Mexico? Fun and cures a bit of frustration and anger issues. Whacking your mole came from Japan. Right, what about Twister? Oh my goodness. Did that originate in Michigan, Montana, or Minnesota? I think we've all got memories of playing this game. Tangled Up. We have Minnesota to blame. Bratz doll. Do you remember these? Did that come from Japan, Ecuador, or the United States? It was the United States. What about chess? A great game of strategy and skill. Did it come from Great Britain, India, or China? It was India. Barrel of monkeys. Ah, yes. This brings back some memories. Did it come from Minnesota, Mississippi, or Maryland? It was Minnesota. Magic sand. Is that like kinetic sand? Did it come from South China, West Africa, or East India? I just want to jump in and play with that now. It came from East India. Waterfall ring toss. Do you remember you pressed the button? Did it get invented in the United States, Malaysia, or Mexico? Hours of fun without electronics. A waterfall ring cross toss came from the United States. And what about Cluedo or Clue? Did it come from the United Kingdom, United States, or the United Arab Emirates? It came from the United Kingdom. Monopoly, oh my goodness. Who do I have to blame for all those arguments growing up? Did it come from United Kingdom, France, or the United States? It was the United Kingdom. Do not pass, go. Guess who? Where did that get invented? United States, Ireland, or Israel? It was Israel. The xylophone, a great fun toy. Where did that get invented? Ancient Egypt, Greece, or Southeast Asia? It was Southeast Asia. The water gun. Where did that come from? Europe, Asia, or Africa? It came from Europe. Little green army men. Did they come from Japan, Germany, or the United States? Now, I remember playing with my brothers a lot of these toys and making our own little army fun. And they came from the United States. Paper dolls. Were they invented in Italy, France, or Turkey? I hope all these things are bringing back some fun memories for you. These were invented in France. Water beads. Did they come from Canada, the United States, or Finland? It was the United States. What about the original toy kitchen? Where did that get invented? France, the United States, or Germany? Did you rustle up a storm when you were younger? With your toy kitchen from Germany? What about the spinning top? Did that originate in Egypt, Greece, China, Turkey, or all of the above? It was all of the above. A simple toy invented everywhere. What about the Matryoshka dolls? Are they from Romania, Russia, or Serbia? Russia. Now, we called them Russian dolls. Bit of a giveaway. So if you knew that, you knew it. More modern. Where did the Game Boy come from? The United States, Japan, or China? It came from Japan. Sylvanian families. Did they come from Taiwan, Thailand, or Japan? They came from Japan. Darts. Okay, an interesting game. Very popular now. Where did it originate from? Cuba, England, or Uganda? Yeah, it came from England, a pub favourite. What about the Viewmaster? Did you have one of these? Did it come from Seattle, Portland, or Miami? All these toys that were so exciting before we had everything at our fingertips with our phones. It came from Portland. What about Ludo? Now, my father and my daughter were playing this just yesterday, but where did it originate from? Myanmar, Kenya, or India? It came from India. Clackers. Where were clackers invented? The United States, the Philippines, or Honduras? It's the United States. What about the abacus? Where did that get invented? Sumeria, ancient Egypt, or Babylonia? It was Sumeria. The Koosh ball. Where was that invented? Alabama, Boston, or California? It came from California. What about the yo-yo? Was that an invention from Constantinople, China, or Persia? It was from China. The bubble blower, a great invention, still popular today. But where did it originate from? East Africa, North America, or Europe? It came from Europe. What about the Beyblade? Where was that invented? United States, China, or Japan? It was Japan. What about Play-Doh? Where was that invented? Vancouver, Cincinnati, or Oxford in England? It was from Cincinnati. Hot Wheels. Oh, I did love these. Fun cars that went fast, but where did they get invented? United States, Japan, or England? It was the United States. Spirograph. A simple but effective invention. Where did it originate from? Greece, England, or Poland? It was England. The jigsaw puzzle. I've got one on the go at the moment. But where did the invention originate from? London, Berlin, or Madrid? It came from London. What about the chatter telephone? Do you remember these on wheels? Used to wheel them along. Where was that invented? The Netherlands, the United States, or Ukraine? It was the United States. What about the Mancala? Where did that get invented? Africa, Asia, or South America? It was Africa. And the hula hoop. Where was that from? Did it originate from Australia, Hawaii, or Samoa? It was Australia. So, how did you do today? Drop your score in the comments below, and of course, like and subscribe so you get notified every time we post a new quiz. And join us next time on Quiz Time.